G'day guys, welcome to my RXY's VT video. Today I'm going to be talking about NRL Round 15 recap for 2020 guys. Let's get started. So starting off with this first match of this game, we see the Eels going up against the Melbourne Storm. Now, this game was alright, pretty average game. I did see the Eels play really well, but Marco Sevo played a really good game. He was definitely on top of his form. I did see Clint Gutherson play a really good game too, but definitely see Cameron Smith was out due to injury. That means he is going to be back playing against Manly in the next round of that game. So I did think he played a really good game. Cooper Johns, he played a really good game, but not as better. It was 14 points to nil, average scoreline, not really accurate points. They need to do better in this match if they want to stay up on top. But the Melbourne Storm, though, they were really inconsistent. I know they've lost so many players, but still, you got to be consistent and you got to learn like how to. You gotta learn like your tactics. But the Eels, though, they played a splendid game of football, and I just think for myself out there, this game was really intensifying game, and I just think this game obviously brings to a punch that I thought to myself that the Eels were gonna win this game because there was no Cameron Smith, no Cameron Munster, and Jerome Hughes. So that means the Eels would have been a really good team to obviously win that game, and they obviously did, 14-0. So let's have a look at the tries anyway. So what we have here is Wonga Blake and Maiko Sevo. So Maiko Sevo played a really good match. Well done for making that try. Absolutely splendid try of that game. And for Wonga Blake hasn't really played really entertaining football, but I know he's a really good player too. But I just have to say, for the player of the game goes to number 2 of the Parramatta Eels, Maiko Sevo. The next game of this match, we see the Panthers going up against the Cronulla Sharks. Now, this game was really average by the Sharks. They were consistent, but they weren't consistent enough. I know that they are a really good team, but they don't execute very well if they have that balance losing into that game. But I had to tell you, this game was really spectacular, but not from the Sharks. They were playing really sloppy, but I know for a fact that they lost Chad Townsend, number 7, from the Sharks, which that means that the Cronulla Sharks are putting some form on different times. But I just think it was a really great game by them. But unfortunately, though, they did lose 38 points to 12 in that game. But I just have to say, this game was very on top by the Panthers. And for the Panthers, I just think Viliami Kikau plays a really good game of football. So does Brent Naden. Every single time Brent Naden plays his game, he is absolutely mental out there. He is just crazy, gets every single try, but he only scored 1 anyway. So let's have a look at the Panthers tries anyway. So what we have here is Viliami Kikau, Josh Mansell scored 2 tries, Brent Naden, Stephen Crichton, Liam Martin, and Jerome Luai. But let's have a look at the Cronulla Sharks tries. So what we have here is Jesse Ramian and Connor Tracy. And my player of the game went to Josh Mansell, number 2 from the Panthers. I just think he has a brilliant game every single time, but he gets better. He plays a splendid game of football, and he knows his tactics very well. So I'm just going to have to say, he is an average player to stand out for his club anyway. The next game of this match, we see the Broncos going up against the Dragons. Now, this game was so much better by the Broncos. They were playing really good in the first half, but I do believe in the second half they weren't playing as really good as the Dragons, because the Dragons have Matt Duffy, which they have that consistent ball playing ball all the time. But I just don't think though that they aren't a top 8 team like both of these teams. But if the Dragons play a really good game of football every single time they play a game, I'm just going to have to say maybe 8th or 7th they would be on. But since it's a couple of rounds to go, I just don't see the Dragons sitting on the top 8 position. I reckon 9 or 10 they will be. But it was definitely 28 points to 24 scoreline, and I just have to say the Broncos played a little bit better, but not as better as the Dragons. So the Dragons, I just have to say, Michaeli Ravalawa, every single time he plays his game of football, he scores a number of tries. I just have to say, this guy's crazy. So let's have a look at Broncos tries anyway. So what we have here is Richard Kenner, Corey Pakes, Katoni Staggs, and Tom Dearden. Let's have a look at the Dragons tries anyway. So what we have here is Josh Kerr, Corey Norman, and Michaeli Ravalawa scored 2 tries anyway. And my player of the game went to number 5 from the Dragons, Michaeli Ravalawa. Every single time I see him play, absolutely splintering player, that he just gets the ball and scores tries anyway. I just think he will be a credit to the club, and I just think he will improve for the season anyway. The next game of this match, we see the Titans going up against Raiders. Now, this game was alright by the Titans, but they weren't playing enough football, like, consistent-wise. I know that they have lost a number of players, but still, they just need to have that consistent, like, ball-playing ball all the time. But for the Raiders, though, this was splintering by them because they were playing a lot better than other weeks too. But for this game of football by them, they were playing a bit better than last couple of weeks. 36 points to 16 the scoreline was. I just had to say, this game was so top-notch by the Raiders, and credit to the Raiders for making a really good effort for a win. Definitely wise, I just have to think about the Titans. They weren't like accurate enough. They didn't play as much football as they usually do. But I just have to say, Philip Sammy played a really good game too. So does AJ Brimson. Every single time I see this player play, he is absolutely top notch. But I'm gonna have to say, the Titans need to be accurate enough if they want to win games of football. But I just don't see them winning some games if they keep losing every single time. So I'm just gonna have to say, Titans need to do a lot better. But what we have here for the tries for the Titans is Philip Sammy, AJ Brimson, and Keegan Hepgrave. Let's have a look at the Raiders tries anyway. So what we have here is Nick Kotrick scored 2 tries, Jack Wine scored 2 tries, Tom Starling, and Hudson Young. He is absolutely having a great game for his club. And my player of the game went to number 2 or 5, I believe. Yeah, I think it was either that. For the Raiders was Nick Kotrick from the Raiders anyway. The next game of this match, we see the Tigers going up against Roosters. Now, this game was so surprising for me because I thought to myself that this game wasn't accurate enough by the Roosters. But 16-0 in the first half, that was mental. And I had to say, without Boyd Corner, without Mitchell Orbison, they were still playing a really good effort of football. And I just have to say, well done from the Roosters for making a really good effort. But it was definitely 38 points to 16 for the scoreline of that match. But the Tigers need to do a lot better if they want to obviously win this game of football. But I have to say, Tigers weren't concentrating enough if they do want to win up against different teams. But for the Roosters, they are a top team, but still they are losing a couple of players. But then I would have to say that game was a splendid game of football by the Roosters. So let's have a look at the Tigers tries anyway. So what we have here is Jacob Little, Adam Dewey, and David Norfoluma. Let's have a look at the Roosters tries anyway. So what we have here is Matty Gavalu, Brett Morris scored 2 tries, Josh Morris scored 2 tries, Drew Hutchinson, and Joseph Manu. And my player of the game went to number 5 from the Roosters, Brett Morris. He is having a splendid game of football. Without him, though, I just think the Roosters will have struggling matches every single time, and I just don't see the Roosters getting improvement by their club if Brett Morris or Josh Morris won't be at the club due to injury. But if they do play, I'm just going to have to say they will win, and they will win the comp anyway. But I don't know. But well done from the Roosters for making a really good win anyway. The next game of this match, we see the Rabbitohs going up against the Manly Seagulls. Now, this game was so accurate by the Rabbitohs. I wasn't expecting a scoreline. 56 points to 16 in this scoreline. Wow. Absolutely amazing. And I just gonna have to say, this game was absolutely accurate by the Rabbitohs. They don't really win a couple of games of football. But going up against Manly Seagulls, which they have struggling a lot. They do struggle a lot. But without Tom Travojevic, Moses Sully, and Dylan Walker, they don't have that consistent players if they want to win games of football. But I'm going to have to say, well done from Ruben Garrick. I only can see him improving because lots of other players don't really improve that much. But I can definitely see him working his way up to another level anyway. But let's have a look at the tries anyway. So what we have here for the Rabbitohs is Stephen Masters. Well done for making your first try of your debut. Congratulations anyway. Alex Johnston scored 2 tries. Campbell Graham scored 2 tries. Latrell Mitchell scored 2 tries. Tavita Totola and Cameron Murray. I'm going to have to say from the Rabbitohs, Latrell Mitchell, every single time I see you play, you just improve so much, and I'm just going to have to say credit to you for making a really good effort anyway. So let's have a look at the Seagulls tries anyway. So what we have here is Jack Jasewski and Ruben Garrick. And my player of the game went to number 1 from the Rabbitohs, Latrell Mitchell. I just think he has a wonderful game, and I reckon he will have a great season for the Rabbitohs anyway. The next game of this match, we see the Bulldogs going up against the Warriors. Now, this game was so inconsistent by the Bulldogs. Sloppy defense. Absolutely sloppy defense. And I just have to say, but the Bulldogs, really good effort though. Big improvement. But I thought to myself, they're going up against Warriors. It will be an upset. But the Warriors definitely got a win by a couple of points. 20-14 the scoreline. And really great effort by the Warriors for making a really good win. And I'm going to have to say, really average game of football this was. But not enough improvement by these two clubs. I really had to say that it was an entertaining match of football, but not really good for these two clubs anyway. But the Bulldogs are a really good club, but sometimes they do lack confidence if they want to win in games of football. But I just had to say, this game wasn't their accuracy match. But anyway, let's have a look at the Bulldogs tries anyway. So what we have here is Nick Meaney, Kieran Foran, and William Hopewate. Let's have a look at the Warriors tries anyway. So what we have here is Jack Murchie scored 2 tries anyway. Really good work from him. Adam Pompey and Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. And my player of the game for that match went to Jack Murchie. I just think he has a really good game of football. Every single time I see him play, he works to himself in. He works his butt off. And I reckon he will have a great season for the Warriors. And I reckon he will have a great season for that club anyway. And last but certainly not least, we see the Knights going up against Cowboys. Now, this game by this club of the Knights, they are improving very well, but they haven't really gotten improvement by the players that really work hard. But I just don't see this game going to a real good effort by the Knights, because 12 points to nil, really low scoreline by this game. But the Cowboys, no tries at all, and this game wasn't their benefit, but they are losing a couple of players in that game. I just had to say, by this club, the Cowboys haven't gotten any type of entertainment at all by the players, and they just need to have that control of that, like, stability if they want to win games of football. But they'll keep dropping balls, they'll keep doing forward passes, and every single time they do the fifth tackle, they always muck up with the ball. And that's just not right by this club. So I just had to say, they need to work hard if they want to win games of football. Otherwise, they're not going to be in the top 8. They're going to be down below to the Wooden Spooners. So, let's have a look at the nice tries. Anyways, what we have here is Hymel Hunt and Anari Tuala. And my player of the game went to number 5, I think, from the Newcastle Knights, was Hymel Hunt. I just had to say, by this player, he works himself really hard, and I just think he'll have a great season for the Newcastle Knights anyway. Thanks guys for watching my video, guys. Stay tuned for more. I will be doing a couple of videos coming to you guys soon. Also, I'll be doing more videos coming to you guys soon, so stay tuned for more. Plus, leave a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel and for this video. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Till then, take care guys. Stay safe and have a good one. Plus, let's get up to 200 subscribers. We're sitting on 169 anyway. That's in the halfway point. So let's get up to that. And I'll see you guys next time.